Hi and welcome to our Excel series. Today we are taking our numbers and turning them into pictures by using charts. Charts are very useful because they can immediately show us if there is some kind of pattern, and it's easy to compare things, and it's actually very interesting to see whatever we have in numbers as a picture. Why is this useful? Well, for adults, you can compare, for example, grocery costs in different periods, or maybe you can compare the whole budget from month to month. There are many ways to use the charts, and you can see it at a glance. You can see immediately what is going on. As for the children, they can follow their game scores, or they can see immediately at a glance whereabout is their collection. And at the end of the day, it's much more fun and interesting to see it on a picture than to see all those numbers. So let's begin. Now that we have formatted our table, let's see how we can turn it into a picture or make a visual presentation. First thing first, we should select the cells we want to visualize, and Excel will use this to create your chart. Here we have the expenses and the values. So I will select them and I will go to insert. Here we have recommended charts. So if you don't know exactly what kind of chart you should do, because they are different, like column, pie chart or line chart, then you can use this option recommended charts and see what looks the best for you. They will recommend a good chart for your showcase. Here we have pie chart, where we have clustered column. Let's use the first one. And okay, this is the chart. Now I can make it bigger so that it is visible. Here it is. I hope you can see it. Now we can make changes. We can, for example, edit the titles, the axis labels, the colors. There are all sorts of things that you can change and make it visually more appealing. Like, for example, when we go here we have a plus, we have a little sign that shows the chart styles, and we have the chart filters. Let's begin with the chart elements. Here we have axis, titles. Let's put a title. We have the chart title, we have data labels, we have data table. We don't need, or we can put the data table. We have error bars, which we don't need. We have grid lines, we have legend, and we have trend line. So the trend line shows what is going on, like linear, like exponential, like linear forecast, like 2-period moving average, or there are more options, but we don't need that, so we won't use that. Here on the chart title, we can put expenses and maybe make it bigger, drag it around like 18 or 20. Yes, and we can change the color, for example, red. Here, why didn't I change the color? Yes, I did. Okay, now what? Axis title. Let's change it here. Let's put this is in US dollars, and here X title will be like, what is it, like items, okay, or costs. Let's say costs. Also, we can play with the color, with the, I don't know, make it bigger, like 16, like red, or maybe change it to, I don't know, or leave it like that, leave it like automatic, because expenses are different. Now, what else we can do? We have this, we can make it smaller, so that, oops, we can make it smaller, so that we can move it here, so that it is visible. And this is everything. Well, this is not all we can play. We can play a lot, like, for example, here we can format shape, we can move size, close lines. They can be with no fill, they can be with solid fill, with gradient fill. There are all sorts of ways to make it interesting, to make it visually appealing and easy to read. Like this. This is one kind of chart, but we can have another. So we can go, for example, with the pie chart, or with 3D pie, or with donut chart, like 3D, like donut. This 3D is nice. Let's see. 3D. Let me move it here on top of this, just to show how it looks like. Here is the chart. Here we have the car, the bill, the rent, utilities, cell phone. And we can make changes. For example, here, this one is so much better visually. You can immediately see that the car is 9%, that, I don't know, the cell phone is 3% of all your costs. Then utilities is 1%, and here on the side you have the legend, so you can easily read it. Isn't this magnificent? Now you know that 59% is the bill one, so you know that you pay for this the most, and this gives you an idea of how you can move, how you can play, because the charts are great for comparing numbers visually. If you keep updating your table, the chart will update automatically. Let's see how it goes. For example, I select the row number 6, right click, I put insert. So I have one more item. Let's say that is bill number 2. And let's make this bill number 2 the highest one, like, for example, 3,000. Right? So everything changes. Now this 3,000, bill number 2 with 3,000, bill 2 will become 46%. 46%. That means that each time you make a change on your table, you will have the same change in your chart. Let's put here the title, which is expenses, or with caps lock, expenses, and here it is. Isn't this magnificent? And here we have bill number 2, the highest, and here on the pie, the highest, 46%. And this is how you play. You select the numbers, you go to insert, then you go to the charts, and you find the one that suits you the best. Now you can play. And that's it. You've just turned all your data and all your numbers into a clear visual picture. Charts help you see visually and understand all your data, whether it's your budget, your recipes, your collections, or your game. In the next lesson, you will learn how to save your spreadsheet, how to print it, and how to share it with your friends and with other people. So, see you in the lesson number 7.